I know you spend a lot of time around thinking about the idea of taking children seriously. Um, and I want to go down that
Hmm.
rabbit hole too. I've had a couple conversations about this on the podcast, um, about the philosophy of it, about the sort of general paradigm. But I want to talk about what it means from a practical standpoint for you to actually, like, both how you think about it, but also like what it means in the context of building a space where you're interfacing with many kids on a daily basis, and you want to treat them with the level of autonomy that most of the world denies them, but that you believe with conviction they
Mm.
deserve.
Yeah. I mean, the starting point with Moonrise is that kids are people. That's like the unalienable belief behind all of this, is that kids are people. And I guess the second step, or maybe the precursor, depending on how you're thinking about it, is the value of people in the universe and the cosmic scheme of things, how people should be treated, human rights, that sort of thing. If you imagine the universe without people, it's empty, vast, unexplorable, not knowing of itself, anything like that. The second that you insert people into the equation, all of a sudden things start changing, right? Like there is now an awareness of the universe. There is a ability to expand. There's a sense of meaning and happiness. And so every human life is this incredibly momentous thing to happen. And the unit of that, of the most significant thing in the universe, like the unit of that is a person. So when a child is born into the world, that is the most substantial unit in the universe, right? The existing model and way of just thinking about people is to not take that seriously at all or believe anything that I said. It's to mechanize it, put it on a conveyor belt, control it, and try to tease it towards some known outcome that feels safe to humans that have also been on that conveyor belt for the most part, right? And I think this is probably the greatest tragedy in the world. I mean, everything flows downstream from human creativity, and the way that you stifle creativity is to force known outcomes. Literally, the act of creation is novelty, new things existing. So if you only force known outcomes, you will never have creativity and you will never have progress. So the only way to ensure the ultimate survival and expansion of humans and therefore meaning and purpose and beauty in the universe is to take human life seriously and to create systems that enable human creativity, progress, and flourishing. So even within that belief, let's say that's the most extreme taking seriously view of that belief, of the importance of humans, right? There is a range of how seriously people take that belief. Um, so you might argue that the most, like slavery takes it 0% seriously. That would be some very extreme version on the negative side, right? And Moonrise, or my belief here, being on the opposite side. There are plenty of well-meaning private schools that take kids more seriously than a public school, but still don't fully take them seriously, right? So sometimes I describe Moonrise as almost like inventing democracy when you've only had kingdoms before. Um, you can imagine before the United States there being such a thing as a good king. But the entire idea of monarchy is flawed on first principles, and you need democracy to exist in order to unlock a new level of human flourishing. So I think Moonrise is an experiment in democracy, so to speak. It's a brand new way of looking at kids and fully taking them seriously, and never, like, the whole point of that experiment is to take them seriously and treat them as people. And so if we have to adjust those values and take them less seriously, then by definition, the experiment was flawed from the beginning and you default back to what already exists, right? So we can't ever lose sight of that.